it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot, and it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I haven't really felt like doing anything, and I haven't done a wrap up for ages either. It's not something I always do regularly, but I had a look. The last time I done it was in March, and so there's a lot's happened since. Oh, was it March or May? I think it was May. I don't know, but a lot's happened since May. So I suppose, where to start? What's been going on? Well, of course, the biggest thing I suppose in May is that my mother passed away on the 10th of May. I managed to get in there to see her on the 8th of May, which actually fell on Mother's Day this year. And she wasn't awake, so she was already terminal, so she was just sleeping when I saw her. But I did talk to her and told her that I was okay, and that sort of thing. And then she passed away, I think about 2 or 2:30 in the morning on the Tuesday. So I ended up staying a couple of weeks with my father to, pack her things. I just wanted to, pack up her wardrobe and get all that done so he could just grieve, because they're both 91. So my father just turned 91 a couple of weeks ago. So I wanted to get all that done and, stay for the funeral and just be there for my father. So I did that. A week prior to me going to see him, I spent about 14 hours in the hospital because I found a couple of lumps in my throat here. I suppose it kind of looks a little bit swollen, but it's a lot better than what it was anyway. And of course, being what I've been through, I was a bit nervous and I didn't want to be worried about it while I was with my father. Anyway, they said, no, the lymph nodes were raised, there's no reason. The doctor who saw me, he said there's a major, I don't know if it's a nerve or something, but's behind it. He said that if something is wrong with that means that there's something very wrong, very deep inside you. He said that was perfect. He said they're just a little bit raised. And it could have been because I've got kittens that one of them actually did scratch me right on that spot there on the neck, and my immune system being a little bit low, it's just probably taking a long time to actually go away. And I said, should I take antibiotics? He said, no, just let it play out. And you'll be fine. And at the same time, I woke up and you can see I got this rash on my eye. I went and saw a doctor before when I got back actually from seeing my dad, and he said it was like contact dermatitis. It says always. I see another doctor now because I'm sick of him. He gave me some cream, didn't do jack shit. Still there. Got a second opinion, and this doctor thought it might have been a skin cancer, so I went and saw a skin cancer specialist, and he said no, it's definitely not skin cancer because it would have just kept on growing. It stayed the same size, so he gave me a stronger steroid cream, but it's still there. He said to come back if it still stays there, but he wasn't too worried about it, so I think I'll just leave it. I'm pretty sure it's from my hormone suppressant tablets that I take, the letrozole. They do make you break out in a rash, and he actually looked that up and he said, yeah, it could very well be that. But the biggest news was that it wasn't a cancer, so that happened as well. What else has been happening? I wasn't supposed to see my oncologist till next year, and he's got a new receptionist, and I ended up seeing him earlier. And it's just as well as I did see him earlier. And he said to me, is there anything wrong? I wasn't supposed to see you till next year. I said, well, yeah, I'm getting a lot of hot flushes because when you take these hormone suppressant tablets, they will put you through menopause. And I've been through menopause, and that's all I really got was hot flushes and a lot of weight gain. Of course, when I started taking these tablets, I think I've lost 18 kilos all up. So I'm not too worried about the rashes because a lot of women have a lot of trouble when they go on these tablets. They gain weight, they get very angry, and if you haven't been through menopause, they'll put you through menopause. But because it's a forced menopause, the symptoms are a lot worse. So, I was getting... So that's why I don't want to change these ones, because not only that, some women, their bones ache that much they can't actually get out of bed. And he did warn me about that. He said if you're not coping, there's 4 other types of tablets that you can take. And when I read on some cancer groups, they say a lot of their doctors, oncologists won't do that. They just tell you to put up with it. Well, my doctor's not like that. He said if it doesn't work out, because these are only the minor things that's been happening to me, I don't want to change it. And because he said to me that taking these tablets is even more important than all the chemo and treatment that I went through. So there you go. So I'm very keen, to keep on taking it. But when he said, what's wrong, is anything wrong? And I said no, and we discussed about, obviously they made a mistake of me coming in there. I said to him, but I have been getting a lot of hot flushes, and I have been really, really angry, like losing my shit. I had chemo rage, but this was something else entirely. As you can see, we got animals now, and I put a photo of our dog Floki, and we've also got, hang on, I'll just stop this for. Okay, I had to stop it because my software had an update, and I wanted to update because I've tried to make this video, I think 3 times, and the recording didn't work. So I thought I'd better quickly update it. So yeah, I've been really, really angry. And poor Aaron, he's been through so much with me, and I just, and like I said, we've got animals. I couldn't handle it. I didn't want the dog. I wanted to, at one stage I said, take him back. I don't want him. It was, his puppy antics were driving me crazy. And you all know how much I love animals, but I just couldn't take it. The cats didn't bother me so much because, they're pretty chillaxed, they do get into stuff, but the dog, he's another thing altogether. And I suppose those of you who own staffies will know what I mean. He chews absolute everything, not in the house, but if you put him outside for any length of time, he cracks the shits and he wants to come in. He's chewed the insulation off our, what's it called, air conditioner. So Aaron had to put all pavers around it so he can't get there. He rips the leaves off the plants when he gets frustrated. He sits on top of the kennel like bloody Snoopy, I kid you not. He just gets into everything. He's naughty. He's naughty, but he's actually quite well behaved as far as staffies goes, so I found out. So I wasn't coping with that. He said to me, do you think you need counselling? I said no. I said it's this fear of the cancer coming back. It's been really getting to me, and I've been, the hot flushes haven't been helping. I've been on edge. I felt like I had something stuck in my throat constantly. And I thought it might have been to do with the lumps that I had in my throat, and I thought it might have been my lymphedema, because that can get into your neck, it can get into other parts of your body, not just your hand and arm. And, and I said, I'm just always anxious all the time, always had a sore shoulder, because I've noticed that with this, with this lymph, I'm tense. I tense up all the time and I get a sore shoulder. So that was another thing, and and then I said I found a lump under here, but then that went away, and then I just really just sort of let it all out. And he said to me, look, I can give you some antidepressants that will help you stop the hot flushes, and it'll help with an anxiety. So he prescribed me for them. I've been on them for 2 weeks, and I feel so much fucking better. I can't tell you. I really, really can't. Now, as soon as I spoke to him, that sort of lump went away in my throat. And when I was reading the what's it called? The side effects that I'm trying to get. The side effects that you can happen when you have antidepressants. And they were saying that when you suffer anxiety, it can often feel like you've got something stuck in your throat. And I couldn't believe that, because I've never, ever heard that before. So that was what's actually happening to me. And since I've been on these tablets, I think it's happened maybe 3 times since I've seen him. So it's been a couple of weeks. So I've got to stay on these ones for 3 weeks, and then I'm going to go on a higher dose, and he's going to give me a teleconference in between just to see how I'm going. So it's really taken off the edge. I find like I'm enjoying the dog now. I'm cuddling him a lot, playing with him more. I just feel so much better. And I should have, because I have suffered from depression before. Many years ago I was on antidepressants, and I thought if it was going to come back, it would have come back when I got diagnosed with cancer, but it didn't, because as soon as I found out I had it, all I thought of is what I can do better, what can I do to get better, what do I have to do to get better, as I said to my oncologist. I said, it never hit me then. I did go to a local doctor, but he didn't seem too keen to put me on tablets. So I think if you have gone through something like I have, which can be a terminal disease, to go and see an expert. What I was saying to him, he must have heard thousands of times for other patients of his. He knew exactly where I was coming from, what I was going through. I didn't need counselling. It was the fear of coming back, And then Olivia Newton-John dying, she's Well, they say she battled it for 30 years, but she actually got it in 92, I think it was, her first bout of it. And she was in remission for 21 years. So every single one of us women who have been through breast cancer and other types of cancers, all of us would have shuddered when she passed away, you know. It's just, you know. And then with my mother dying as well, because I couldn't see her the last 2 years when Dad said that was at her worst. The last couple of years was the worst time because it was COVID. Then I got sick, so I couldn't be with her on her 90th birthday. I couldn't see her. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't talk to her on the phone because she was very, very deaf, so I could only speak to my dad and he could pass it on. And my husband rang again. It's my fault. I should have it on focus. But anyway, I'm gonna close up this video, but I just thought I would be honest and, you know, don't be afraid to seek some medication if you need it, because it's definitely helped me. And even my father said that. He said it's totally understandable about you worrying about it coming back, you know, because I'm, you know, pretty close to my dad. I can tell him anything really, it doesn't matter. It's always been like that. So yeah, so there you go. So I'll just wait and see how I'm going as far as it goes for content. I'll be doing, see, I haven't been doing tarot either, besides my professional readings. You know, I haven't done anything for myself, just my weekly readings on my website and Facebook page, but I even lost interest in that as well. I have brought a couple of decks actually, which I haven't brought for ages, but I've had these, I found them on Etsy and they were like $80 on Etsy, and I ended up getting them from the Book Depository, which I try and avoid to buy from them because it takes ages, like a good month before it comes here. But it was like $52 for both of them, so I couldn't resist. So I might do a walkthrough, and then when I get it, see how I feel. So I'm just taking things day to day as it comes. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's what's been happening. Just haven't been mentally well. If you're going down that track, don't be afraid to ask for help, but go and see a professional, because the GPs just don't understand what you're going through. When I used to go to see this other GP, he's an actual, like a skin cancer doctor, and I wanted to get something taken off. I think I had a mole that always used to catch on my bra, you know, when I was putting it on. And he said very snidely and condescending, you know, not everything's cancer. And then he must have got my medical records and realised what I had been through, and then he was very sheepish the next time that I saw him. But I thought that's not good enough, just people are so condescending, they really are. And I read so many people have been misdiagnosed, saying that they're too young to have breast cancer, you know, because they're only 38 or something like that. And by the time they finally get seen at properly, they're at stage 4. So, you know, people just seem to brush off people's concerns. So if your mental health is getting brushed off, go and see someone else. Go and see somebody who's an expert, and just, you know. So in the end, it was really good that my oncologist, she stuffed up the appointments, because I really did need to talk to somebody, and I feel so much better for it. So until next time, I hope all of you out there are doing really, really well, and take care, everybody.